Why is it that some of the sharpest, most emotionally intelligent people you've ever met never came from privilege? They came from struggle. And that's not a coincidence. There's a specific type of intelligence that poverty builds, and comfort quietly prevents. We tend to measure intelligence in degrees, test scores, and job titles, but there's a form of cognition that no school teaches and no money can buy. Psychologist Paul Tough spent years studying how adversity shapes character, and what he found challenges everything we assume about advantage. Children who grow up in scarcity don't just survive hardship. Their brains literally adapt to it, building neural pathways that children raised in comfort never need to develop. Neuroscience shows that chronic, low-level stress in childhood actually thickens certain prefrontal cortex connections, the exact regions tied to resilience, adaptability, and complex decision-making. This isn't romanticizing poverty, it's recognizing what it quietly builds. 1. Hyper-efficient problem-solving. When you grow up with limited resources, your brain learns to do more with less, constantly. You don't Google solutions, you improvise them. This creates a pattern of cognitive efficiency that becomes automatic, a kind of mental muscle that abundance never trains. 2. Acute social intelligence. Poor kids learn to read rooms fast. Who's safe? Who's manipulative? Who actually means what they say? This isn't paranoia, it's survival-calibrated perception. Research in social cognition confirms that individuals from lower socioeconomic backgrounds consistently outperform wealthier peers in accurately reading others' emotions. 3. Real delayed gratification. Wealthy children practice patience in theory, waiting for a reward they know is coming. Poor children practice it under genuine uncertainty. That distinction matters. Delaying gratification when the outcome isn't guaranteed builds a fundamentally different and deeper form of discipline. 4. Emotional armor, without numbness. Stress inoculation theory explains this well. Repeated exposure to manageable hardship builds emotional toughness, not coldness. People who grew up poor often develop the ability to feel deeply while still functioning under pressure. Comfort, on the other hand, can leave the nervous system unprepared for real adversity. 5. Pattern recognition in chaos. Scarcity trains the brain to detect patterns in unstable environments, shifting moods, financial danger, and social threats. This becomes a transferable skill, the ability to stay calm, think clearly, and adapt when everything around you is unpredictable. It's a form of intelligence that thrives precisely where structured thinking breaks down. 6. An unshakable internal locus of control. When no one is coming to save you, you stop waiting. You build a deep, quiet belief that your outcomes depend on you. This internal locus of control, extensively studied in psychology, is one of the strongest predictors of long-term success, and it's forged most powerfully in those who had no safety net. Poverty is not a gift. Let's be clear about that. But the mind that survives it carries something rare, a kind of intelligence that was never taught. It was required. And if you carry that weight, know this: what felt like a disadvantage may quietly be the deepest advantage you have. If this resonated with you, consider subscribing. This is a space for understanding the quiet forces that shape who we become.